Next is a growth consultancy with a few unique differences. One is that we have a unique mix of management consulting rigor, deep psychological insight based on the most modern psychology in the world, and thirdly, award-winning creativity. If that is combined with unique intellectual property and our expertise in the psychology of trust, which is the key driver of human behavior and decision making, then you get a growth consultancy that can really help you understand the market and find the exact points of best leverage. I started Mixed principally because I'm a really shit employee, and I have always found that I just don't like how bigger organizations worked for me, and that I would have made decisions differently. And in the end, therefore, I always looked at my bosses as not being very highly respected by me, and that it's actually better if I'm the person for others not to be respected, but I can respect myself. Customers value most about us that we have the ability to get very fast to the key points that make the biggest difference, and from there develop a clear strategy that goes right through from strategy to implementation, including the frontline enablement, including sales training, and therefore they get the results out of it. So it's the accountability behind it. Launchpad has been very good for us because it provides us with a fantastic and groovy environment that really feels very natural and good. It's almost like working in the garden when you're sitting here, even with those fake trees. That is probably the key reason for us why we're here. Secondly, the people interaction, and I would say only thirdly, it's the flexibility with the office space that we have. But for us, really, the cool design and the feel of the place is absolutely amazing. And as you hear the birds in the background as well, that's one of those little features. And funny enough, some of our team mentioned that in client calls as well. If you're hearing birds in the background, that is actually our office with our ambient noise, and that makes for such a great environment. So therefore, if clients ever come to our place, it doesn't actually happen very often because most of them sit internationally, they really look forward to seeing the office space, and they are also usually quite excited about it. So Launchpad has a lot of great advantages for us. What has been very good about Launchpad during the lockdown and obviously through those few cautious weeks thereafter, Launchpad have been extremely well prepared for COVID and organized. There's sanitizer everywhere, signs where you can sit, where you should walk to keep us safe, and the Launchpad guys have been very proactive in communicating around it. What Launchpad have done as well, which has been helpful by the looks of it for a number of people, not necessarily for me, is still frequent meetings with the owners of the businesses and the founders to understand how they are reacting and how they're impacted with COVID, and trying to make connections between them to keep the motivation and optimism up and to see other ideas. I think that has been really good.